Okay, so next we are doing ENFP, the campaigner. Enthusiastic, creative, and sociable free spirits who can always find a reason to smile. Introduction. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. Oriah Mountain Dreamer. People with the ENFP personality type, campaigners, are true free spirits, outgoing, open-hearted, and open-minded. With their lively, upbeat approach to life, ENFPs stand out in any crowd. But even though they can be the life of the party, they don't just care about having a good time. These personalities have profound depths that are fueled by their intense desire for meaningful, emotional connection with others, the magic of everyday life. ENFP personalities carry an interesting blend of carefree sociability, sparkling imagination, and deep, contemplative introspection. They regularly use their natural curiosity and expansive creativity to try to better understand themselves and the complex dynamics of human relationships. And they are truly devoted to nurturing their relationships with and their understanding of the world at large. In their unique way, ENFP's introspective nature is driven by their imagination, wonder, and belief in things that cannot always be explained rationally. People with this personality type truly believe that everything and everyone is connected, and they live for the glimmers of insights that they can gain from these connections. They believe that how we treat one another really matters. In fact, ENFPs are the most likely personality type to believe in the concept of karma. ENFPs are independent and creative, always on the lookout for the magic and meaning in everyday life. They can't help but ponder the deeper significance of life, even when they should be paying attention to something else. When something sparks their imagination, ENFPs show an enthusiasm that is nothing short of infectious. These personalities can't help but to radiate a positive energy that draws other people in. Consequently, they might find themselves being held up by their peers as the leader or guru. However, once their initial bloom of inspiration wears off, ENFPs can struggle with self-discipline and consistency, losing steam on projects that once meant so much to them. Seeking joy. ENFP personalities are proof that seeking out life's joys and pleasures isn't the same as being shallow. Seemingly, in the blink of an eye, people with this personality type can transform from impassioned idealists to carefree figures on the dance floor. ENFP personalities are capable of intense thought and feeling, and also of kicking back and having a good time. Even in moments of fun, ENFPs want to connect emotionally with others. Few things matter more to these personalities than having genuine, heartfelt conversations with the people they cherish. ENFPs believe that everyone deserves to express their feelings, and their empathy and warmth create spaces where even the most timid spirits can feel comfortable opening up. ENFPs need to be careful, however. Their intuition may lead them to read far too much into other people's actions and behaviors. Instead of simply asking for an explanation, they may end up puzzling over someone else's desires or intentions. This kind of social stress is what keeps harmony-focused ENFP personalities awake at night. ENFPs will spend a lot of time exploring different relationships, feelings, and ideas before they find a path for their life that feels right. But when they do finally find their way, their imagination, empathy, and courage can light up not only their own life, but also the world around them. Moving on to strengths and weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses. ENFP weaknesses. People-pleasing. Most people with the ENFP personality type are uncomfortable with the prospect of being disliked. To maintain the peace, they may compromise on things that matter to them or allow others to treat them poorly. And when they fail to win someone over, they might lose sleep trying to figure out what to do about it. Unfocused. The thrill of a new project, especially one that involves collaborating with other people, can bring out the best in these personalities. But ENFPs are known for having ever-evolving interests, meaning that they may find it challenging to maintain discipline and focus over the long term. Disorganized. ENFPs focus on the big picture, and their love for exploring new ideas and experiences can sometimes overshadow their attention to everyday practical matters. Specifically, people with this personality type may try to avoid the routine tasks that they view as boring, like household chores, basic maintenance, or paperwork. The resulting sense of disorganization can become a major source of stress in their life. Overly accommodating. ENFP personalities feel called to uplift others, and they may find themselves saying yes whenever anyone asks them for guidance or help. But unless they set boundaries, even the most energetic among them can become overcommitted, with too little time and energy to tackle the necessities of their own life. Overly optimistic. Optimism can be among this personality type's key strengths, but ENFP's rosy outlook can lead them to make well-intentioned but naive decisions, such as believing people who haven't earned their trust. This trait can also make it difficult for these personalities to accept hard but necessary truths and to share those truths with others. Restless. With their positive, upbeat attitude, ENFPs rarely seem upset or dissatisfied on the outside, but their inner idealism can leave them with a nagging feeling that some major areas of their life just aren't good enough. Whether that's their work, their home life, or their relationships. ENFP strengths. Curious. People with the ENFP personality type, campaigners, can find beauty and fascination in nearly anything. Imaginative and open-minded, ENFP personalities aren't afraid to venture beyond their comfort zone in search of new ideas, experiences, and adventures. Moreover, their curiosity extends beyond simply seeking novelty. They also have a deep desire to understand how things work and why they are the way that they are. Perceptive. To people with this personality type, no one is unimportant, which might explain how they can pick up on even the subtlest shifts in another person's mood or expression. Because they're so sensitive to other people's feelings and needs, ENFPs can make full use of their caring, considerate nature. Enthusiastic. When something captures their imagination and inspires them, ENFP personalities want to share it with anyone who will listen. And they're just as eager to hear other people's ideas and opinions, even if those thoughts are widely different from their own. Excellent communicators. People with the ENFP personality type brim with things to say, but they can be caring listeners as well. This gives them a nearly unmatched ability to have positive and enjoyable conversations with all sorts of people, even people who aren't particularly sociable or agreeable. Easygoing. ENFPs may live for deep, meaningful conversations, but they can also be spontaneous and lighthearted. These personalities know how to find fun and joy in the present moment, and few things give them more pleasure than sharing their joy with others. Good-natured and positive. All of these strengths come together to form a person who is warm-hearted and approachable, with an altruistic spirit and a friendly disposition. ENFPs strive to get along with pretty much everyone, and their circles of acquaintances and friends often stretch far and wide. Okay, moving on to romantic relationships. Romantic relationships. It's hard to overstate just how much people with ENFP personality type, campaigners, care about love. ENFPs are passionate, warm, and open-hearted individuals full of hopes, dreams, and ideas, longing for a life full of rich experiences. And they bring every ounce of this vibrant energy to their romantic relationships. For ENFP personalities, romantic relationships are beautiful and exhilarating, an opportunity for two souls to not only explore the world together, but also connect on the deepest of levels. Many ENFPs harbor a deep longing to share their life with another person. As a result, these personalities may feel a bit empty or uninspired when they're single. While their dedication to relationships is admirable, ENFPs may need to guard against investing too much of their sense of self in their relationship status. Fanning the flames. When ENFPs are interested in someone, they rarely hold back. People with this personality type tend to fall in love easily, and they fall hard. These individuals shower their new flame with affection, trusting that the devotion and passion that they feel are real. Optimistic at heart, ENFP personalities are undaunted by the practical challenges and inconveniences of a new partnership. This might explain why they generally don't shy away from long-distance relationships. In their minds, physical distance is no match for the power of true love. Rather than focusing on potential issues, ENFPs sink into the joys of relationships' honeymoon stage, constantly looking for ways to prove their dedication and delight their partner. In a world of dating games and roles, ENFP's willingness to throw caution to the wind can be a breath of fresh air. For better or for worse, not everyone can match this personality type's ardor and intensity. Some people just need more space, whether physical, emotional, or both. If their partner's enthusiasm doesn't seem to match their own, ENFPs may find themselves wondering if they're doing something wrong. And when the flames of romance start to flicker or wane as a relationship matures, as happens in nearly every long-term relationship, ENFP personalities might worry that their devotion has been misplaced and the match isn't meant to be after all. The mystery of relationships. ENFPs tend to be very affectionate and playful with their partner. People with this personality type consider physical touch to be an essential and effective way to communicate their love in their romantic relationships. Perhaps because they're so unstinting with their affection, ENFPs can struggle with the mystery of why some relationships don't work out. Shouldn't love be enough to keep two people happily together? Especially when one of those partners is as eager to please as ENFP personalities are. But, like everyone, people with this personality type need to remember that relationships are in all ways mutual. Mutual interest, mutual growth, and mutual responsibility. As many ENFPs learn, the fate of a relationship has less to do with whether it was meant to be in some cosmic sense than with how partners treat and communicate with each other. ENFP personalities know that lasting love takes effort and commitment, but they may become alarmed when the work of being in a relationship starts to feel like, well, work. Cherished ideals. ENFPs approach their relationships with the highest of ideals. They long to know and unconditionally accept everything about their partner, just as they long for that person to know and unconditionally accept them in return. With this intense, all-in approach to love, ENFPs may feel more energized in the exciting, unpredictable early stages of a courtship than they do in the established relationships. People with this personality type tend to revel in the thrill of exploring new ideas and experiences with their significant other. However, successful long-term relationships require more than just two people who enjoy discovering new things together. For ENFPs, navigating practical matters such as chores, budgeting, and social or family obligations can sometimes seem painfully unromantic. But unless these types take on their share of the responsibilities and help keep things running smoothly, they may actually create or amplify any stress in the relationship. In subtle relationships, ENFP personalities may find themselves longing for the days when they and their partner were more focused on candlelit dinners and who is going to empty the dishwasher. Fortunately, ENFPs can find ways to balance their spontaneous, passionate nature with the stability and consistency that long-term relationships require. With their trademark sensitivity and goodwill, these personalities can transform even the most mundane tasks into a creative, heartfelt expression of love. Moving on to friendships. With their natural vivacity, people with the ENFP personality type, campaigners, are effortlessly sociable. They generally make friends wherever they go, using their charm and their excellent communication skills to draw in an interesting and diverse social circle. As friends, ENFPs are uplifting and supportive. They're nearly always up for a little light-hearted banter or a deep, heartfelt discussion about anything and everything. Moreover, they have a knack for making their friends feel seen, valued, and appreciated. Generous and authentic ENFPs have much to offer in the realm of friendship. At times, however, they may struggle with the suspicion that they care more about their friends than their friends care about them. A suspicion that can leave these sociable, warm-hearted personalities feeling more than a little lonely. For people with the ENFP personality type, friendship is an opportunity to see the universe through another person's eyes. The adventure of friendship, imaginative and upbeat, ENFPs know how to transform even the most ordinary moments into a special occasion. And for these personalities, nearly any opportunity to spend time with their friends is a special occasion. ENFPs cherish their friends, and they hate to take a single moment together for granted. With their trademark good cheer, ENFP personalities can turn any occasion into an adventure. An unforgettable dance party, an impromptu cookie baking contest, or a soul-bearing conversation about the state of the world. As you might expect, ENFP's sociable energy can be a magnet for other outgoing personality types. But their warmth and sincerity draws all sorts of people out of their shells, and many ENFPs feel drawn to befriend those who are relatively shy or reserved. Attracted to depth and nuance, people with this personality type find it gratifying to watch someone gradually open up and reveal their innermost thoughts and feelings. And with their unique combination of sensitivity and enthusiasm, ENFP personalities can help quieter friends feel understood and accepted, and a little exhilarated. In too deep. From the outside, it might seem that friendship comes easily to people with this personality type, and to some extent, it does. But that doesn't mean that ENFPs always experience the deep, meaningful relationships that they long for. Some people simply don't want to open up emotionally in the way that these personalities crave. Others may turn out to be closed-minded or judgmental in ways that don't match their values. To ENFPs, it can sometimes seem as if the rest of the world were satisfied with superficial, casual relationships. In these moments, they can't help but wonder whether their deep longing for human connection is just too much for other people to handle. However, the idealist ENFPs may find it difficult to accept that they can't befriend everyone. Their idealism can also cause issues within their close friendships. This personality type is known for going to great lengths to be caring and helpful. ENFPs take pride in being unfailingly generous with their energy, time, money, and attention, and emotions. But, at times, these personalities may give so much to their friendships that they can't meet their own needs. Unfortunately, even between the dearest of friends, this sort of imbalance can create resentment and misunderstanding, making life spectacular. Fortunately, ENFP's emotional sensitivity enables them to respond not only to their friends' needs but also to their own. Once they learn to balance their desire to help others with their need to stay true to themselves, ENFPs can bring the full strength of their empathy, curiosity, and joy to their friendships. And the adventures that people with this personality type share with their friends are the stuff that a great life is made of. Okay, moving on to parenthood. Parenthood. For people with the ENFP personality type, campaigners, one of the great joys of parenthood is sharing their sense of wonder and inspiration with their children. Few things feel more rewarding to ENFP parents than seeing their child light up with curiosity about the world around them, take steps to discover how things work, and use their knowledge to help make society better. These parents do not merely want their children to survive in the world, they want to inspire them to change it. ENFP parents also work hard to ensure that their children feel accepted and worthy just as they are. Rather than pressuring their children to look or act a certain way, these personalities encourage their children's creativity and self-expression. Drawing on their own ingenuity and creativity, ENFP parents guide their children to discover and embrace their unique passions and interests. ENFPs encourage their children's curiosity, sweeping away dolls and dinosaurs when interests shift to the ocean, and sweeping away the fish when tastes change again to the stars, balancing love and discipline. Striking the right balance between respecting their children's autonomy and enforcing discipline can sometimes be a challenge for ENFP parents due to their strong affinity for harmony and individual freedom. They might not always have the heart, or as they may see it, the lack of heart, to enforce the rules and restrictions needed to provide structure and reinforce important boundaries. These personalities often worry that if they're too strict a disciplinarian, they'll compromise the loving bond that they have with their children. With time, however, many people with the ENFP personality type discover that having just enough structure can actually help their children thrive. Once they recognize this, these parents often learn to set guidelines in a way that's loving but firm. In this light, enforcing appropriate rules can become yet another way that ENFP personalities express just how much they love and care for their children. No matter how their children behave, ENFP parents rarely lose touch with their open-minded and empathetic nature. ENFPs tend to radiate acceptance and compassion. As parents, they aim to become confidants who their children can open up to without fear of judgment. People with this personality type excel at creating safe spaces where their children can feel comfortable talking about their frustrations and their fears as well as their dearest hopes and dreams. Go on, spread your wings. Throughout their children's lives, ENFP personalities provide their kids with an almost overwhelming amount of love and support. But as children mature into adolescence, they naturally feel drawn to establish their independence. They may spend more time with their friends and with their family, or experiment with views and ideas that are radically different from their parents. ENFPs often see their children's choices and behaviors as a referendum on their own parenting success. Although they love the idea of their children becoming independent, ENFPs may sometimes feel that their children are pushing them away, something that can be profoundly hurtful for these personalities. They may be free spirits, but ENFPs are also sensitive to others' feelings and expectations, and they may struggle not to take their children's behavior personally. Fortunately, ENFPs' compassion can help them understand and honor their children's needs through every stage of development. Parents with this personality type have the wonderful ability to meet their children exactly where they are. This can help their children develop a strong sense of self and self-worth, enabling them to venture confidently out into the big, wide world, knowing that they have both themselves and their ENFP parent to depend on. Moving on to career paths. Career paths. Maybe I could fly helicopters and be an oceanographer who writes songs and cooks. People with the ENFP personality type, campaigners, are known for having a wealth of ideas, interests, and hobbies, to the extent that they may struggle to fit everything that they care about into their life. It's no surprise, then, that choosing a career path can leave these imaginative personalities feeling overwhelmed or scattered. ENFPs want to add value to the world, build community, facilitate learning, and express their creativity through their work. Consequently, they may feel pulled in multiple directions, uncertain of how to honor both their passions and their values while still keeping their options open and pulling in a steady paycheck. ENFPs can use their boldness, curiosity, and imagination to propel themselves forward in nearly any profession. When selecting a career, ENFP personalities tend to find that their main issue isn't a lack of options. It's that there's just so many fascinating and worthy possibilities to explore. What works for ENFPs? ENFPs have a way of brightening the world around them, including their workplace. As true optimists, these personalities can usually find pleasure and gratification in nearly any job. They may even welcome the challenge of breaking through a grumpy coworker's shell, making a harried customer smile, or boosting the morale of a less than cheerful workplace. That said, people with the ENFP personality type are more likely to be fulfilled by work that meets their certain criteria. First, they need to believe that what they do on a daily basis aligns with their core values. Second, most ENFPs feel best in jobs that use and build on their talents, both learned and innate. It can be hard for ENFPs to maintain motivation in a job that doesn't enable them to help people or create community in some way. These personalities may feel that something is missing if they take on a career that doesn't allow them to use and improve their people skills. ENFPs also tend to be most motivated in careers that offer learning opportunities and room for creativity, including the opportunity to experiment with side projects that catch their interest. This explains why many people with the ENFP personality type are drawn to careers in nonprofits, public service, counseling, education, customer or public relations, hospitality, media and entertainment, and the service industry. Jobs in social media and communications can be an excellent fit for ENFPs as well, allowing them to balance creativity with a sense of human connection. ENFPs may also gravitate towards scientific and technical fields where they can have a positive impact, such as human health and environmental science, letting creativity prevail. For ENFPs, few things are as demoralizing as a job where every day is the same. Predictability and repetition can make people with this personality type feel not only bored, but also a little disheartened. Although they benefit from a degree of structure and accountability, they may lose steam in work environments that rely on strict regimentation and hierarchy. ENFPs thrive in open-ended, flexible work environments that value creativity and collaboration. ENFP personalities crave variety, and they love to ask questions. If they're stuck focusing all of their energy on just one topic or project for too long, they tend to lose focus. To maintain motivation and their hallmark enthusiasm, they need to feel as if they're both exploring new ideas and pushing boundaries. Any job that expects them to keep quiet and follow protocol is effectively turning two of ENFP's greatest strengths into liabilities. Fortunately, ENFP's irresistible creativity is an asset in most work environments. With their vivacity and empathy, These personalities can turn each workday into an opportunity to learn something new and make the world just a little bit better. And they wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, moving on to workplace habits. Workplace habits. Marked by inherent charisma and original imaginations, people with the ENFP personality type, campaigners, bring a unique energy into their professional environment. They are passionate about brainstorming with their teams and tend to excel in positions of leadership due to their ability to infuse the workplace with positivity and encouragement. With their warmth and open-mindedness, ENFPs often find ways to make their workplace more creative, inspiring, and caring, no matter where they are in the career ladder. Whether they're a brand new hire or a CEO, ENFP personalities feel happiest when they have the time and freedom to explore new ideas. And if they can explore those ideas alongside other people who share their excitement, well, that's even better. Some personality types are sticklers for workplace hierarchies, but ENFPs see all of their colleagues as their equals. Sure, they may want to impress their boss, but chances are they want to make a good impression on everyone else as well. ENFP subordinates. As employees, ENFPs often impress their managers with their creativity and adaptability. People with this personality type are happy to experiment with new ways of doing things to change course when necessary. They also stand out as excellent listeners, always eager to consider others' perspectives. ENFPs tend to light up their workplace with their innovative ways of thinking, their empathetic nature, and their optimistic perspectives. Like any personality type, though, ENFP subordinates have their pet peeves. Chief among these is micromanagement. ENFPs care about doing a good job, and they often feel that they do their best work when they can move at their own pace and do things in their own style. Constant nitpicking from their boss can be seriously stressful for these exuberant personalities. That said, many people with this personality type do benefit from some direct management and oversight. ENFPs are notorious for skipping ahead to a new project before they've completed the last one. They love exploring new endeavors, but once a project's allure begins to fade, they may find it difficult to stay motivated. In this spirit, these personalities may find it helpful to view check-ins from their boss as accountability and encouragement. In other words, teamwork rather than micromanagement. ENFP colleagues. ENFPs view the people they work with not just as coworkers but as friends. These personalities take a genuine interest in their colleagues, curious about what makes them tick. ENFPs can be counted on to provide cheer and support whenever one of their coworkers is down or stressed. Their ability to relax and have fun will always make these personalities popular around the water cooler. But what sets ENFPs apart is how they can transform their popularity into natural leadership, inspiring their colleagues to band together in teams and collaborate to reach their goals. People with this personality type are always on the search for win-win solutions to any problem. They don't want to succeed at others' expense, and they rarely put down a colleague to make themselves look good. Instead, they give credit where it's due and lavish praise on anyone who does a good job. Group brainstorms are their forte. ENFPs listen to other people's viewpoints and suggestions not just with tolerance, but also genuine excitement. ENFP managers. ENFP managers don't talk down to the people who work for them. In fact, managers with this personality type behave much like they did before they were in charge. They establish real connections with their employees, and they inspire by example rather than shouting orders from behind their desks. However, Not everyone shares this perspective on leadership. In the absence of clear orders, some employees may feel that they are being expected to read their ENFP manager's mind. Some teams may need strict deadlines and timetables in order to succeed in their projects. ENFPs prefer to focus on the big picture, letting their employees use their own judgment when it comes to handling details. For ENFP personalities, it can be especially difficult to reprimand or fire employees, even those who deserve it. Unless they set boundaries and expectations, bosses with this personality type may end up disappointed or even taken advantage of by the people who work for them. Fortunately, ENFPs have the sensitivity and insight to recognize when their team needs more structure or discipline in order to thrive. They can use their communication skills and empathy to handle even the most challenging workplace situations in a way that is kind and fair. Moving on to conclusion. Conclusion. Few personality types are as creative and charismatic as ENFPs, campaigners. Known for their idealism and enthusiasm, ENFP personalities excel at dealing with unexpected challenges and brightening the lives of those around them. ENFPs' curiosity, imagination, and energy are invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yet, ENFP personalities can be tripped up in certain areas of their lives. When it comes to building relationships, choosing a career, or turning their dreams into reality, people with this personality type may need to consciously address their weaknesses and gain new skills, even as they draw on their many strengths. The Secret Life of ENFPs. What you have read so far is just an introduction to the complexities of the ENFP personality type. You may have muttered to yourself, "Wow, this is so accurate, it's a little creepy," or "Finally, someone understands me." You felt understood because you were. At 16 Personalities, we spent years studying ENFPs like you, their hopes and dreams and frustrations, as well as what they need to grow into their fullest, most brilliant potential. Here's the truth, you're not alone. Whatever challenges you're facing right now, they have been shared and overcome by other ENFP personalities like you. Moving forward, now that you've learned the basics, the next step on your self-discovery journey is your Premium Campaigner Suite, filled with well-researched and deeply personalized guidance and advice for every area of your life. From your career to your relationships, your Premium Suite will empower you. If you're ready to create your own path through life, move on to the next section. Okay, that was ENFP the Campaigner.